and you say, oh, you're so great, look at how pretty that looks. We're not addressing the piece that needs to be addressed. We're saying how pretty that is, good for you, nice conventions, way to go, neat writing, couple, but we're not addressing the part that we want to help them fix, which is the vowel. So how about this one? The dog flew a kite. How's spelling on this one?
That's pretty good.
It's fantastic. Yeah, because this person obviously knows O can say ooh. Now they've either seen it or maybe in class we've written a word with O and I said, oh, it's O. And they watch as we write, as teachers, as we're writing things, they'll catch on and I'll say, oh, I know, it's an O. Or somebody in class will say, I don't think it's just one by itself. Right? And you'll say, oh, you're right, it's two. So that's really good. Here, flew a, now, kite. Now this kid, God bless him, they put a CK. But what do we know about CK? After a short vowel. If you didn't know that, welcome. You just have something new to say at a party. Do you know when to use the CK? You use it at the end of a one-syllable word or a syllable that has a short vowel. Don't say picnic, it's an outlier. Okay? I get that from teachers in training. It's a picnic, what about picnic? And I'll say, okay, one word.
Yeah.
So, short vowel CK. So this person, because they would have learned this, should know that, but it's really good. What do they need help with? Spacing. Yeah, they need spacing. And they did dog. Now, some kids will argue and say, well, it's the name of the dog. Right? When you teach names of things with capitals, now everything gets a capital. Okay? So, how do you feel about this? Do you think that when you look at your own kids' writing, can you see how this is useful information? Or do you feel like you should be home eating dinner? Yeah.
That's a question. Like the second one, there's a lot of corrections. Right? It's
Yes.
either erasing and doing stuff.
Yes.
Is there anything we should be encouraging or not encouraging about fully erasing, correcting, or?
So I would say, yeah. I mean, if they're erasing like this first D, because clearly somebody at their table said you didn't leave a space. Because I had a space police last year. This year I have a space police. She's like, spaces, spaces. So probably there was a space police at their table and they erased. But then yeah, at home you could say, let's get that fully out of there. Yeah, let's get it all the way out of there. And then you can tell that person got distracted because they didn't space police them here. But yeah, that's a good point. Anything else? Questions, comments, problems? Okay. So, what is phonetic spelling? What is phonetic spelling? It is saying a sound, having a spelling for every sound you hear. So, we don't need to have the exact correct spelling for every sound you hear in kindergarten that is not a short vowel or a consonant. But we need to have a spelling for every sound you hear. So as students learn more and more sounds, there's less reliance on phonetic spelling. So first graders don't rely on phonetic spelling as much because first graders have learned more sounds and spellings. Second graders rely on it less because they've learned by second grade, theoretically, you've learned all of the complex vowel patterns, you've learned all of short vowels, you've learned everything there is to know about blending single syllable words. Phonetic spelling closely approximates the correct spelling, and it's easy to read. So when you were able to read, I like to eat turkey and cherries, that was phonetic spelling. Turkey was phonetic spelling. When you put your grown-up hat on and you go tur-see, right, because you know CE says, you have to go back to your kindergarten brain and say, what would a kindergarten know about K or C? It's K. All right? There's a one-to-one correspondence. There's a letter for every sound I hear. And students have to, this is what they hate. And this is what you're going to hate. And this is what is going to make you want to not like us anymore. Is that it takes time. It's hard. You have to slowly go through the word. And we'll show how to do that. And they have to do that to hear all the sounds. If they don't do this process and you don't do it with them, they're going to end up being very, very confused. And they're going to leave out letters. And at the beginning of kindergarten, that's totally okay. So, here's an example of phonetic spelling. Able. Now, we know BLE is a sight syllable. They don't learn that till first grade. So in kindergarten, let's see, say table. Able. Do you see a spelling for every sound? And when you say there's an E at the end, the kids are like, no, I don't want to spell table-y. I want to spell table. It's like when my child was little and she spelled M-O-M-E with her little magnet letters. And me, being the reading teacher, said, you spelled mom. And what did my 5-year-old, 4-year-old, whatever she was, say to me? No, Mom, it's mommy. Oh, yeah, right, it is, Josie. Sorry. So this is table, phonetic spelling. One-to-one correspondence. How do we do that with kids? Well, let's look at here. What do we notice about the spelling? So here, it should say, the snake is in a home. They wrote a sake, right? Because they heard the A sound. So as a teacher or as a parent, how can I correct this when it comes home? What can you, when we send a little line and says missing sound, what can you do at home?
Revisit the word.
I didn't hear that, what?
Revisit the word.
Yeah, how? What are you gonna do?
What sounds do you hear?
I love it, yes. You want it, what word did you want to write? Snake, let's say it slowly. Now, if I say it slowly, it's easier for them to get it. But am I with them every day in school? I mean, okay, yes, you're right, I am, but if I'm the parent, am I with them every day in school? No, so we want them, make them say it. Make them say it. Blends are hard. Blends are hard, like SN, FL, those are hard for kids. And they'll go, oh. I forgot it. Say snake slowly. Make them say it slowly. Make them go back. Okay, right. What's the next sound in snake? Say the sound, say it, and then they'll put the N. So make them do that. What about here? What do you notice about the phonetic spelling? Would you correct anything on this? In terms of spelling. Yeah, the capital, yeah, but let's just look at the spelling.
No.
Would you fix anything on that spelling?
No.
No. Well, so you could point out that you want fly and then you want an ing, but I wouldn't tell them it's Y. Because they're why? Why is it Y? Why, Mom?
Because every word needs a vowel.
But Miss, well, and in their mind, the I is the vowel, yeah. Yeah, but why would it be Y? Why couldn't it be I? Why couldn't it be IE? Well, they wouldn't know that till first grade. So why? When you tell them that read is READ, they're like, why? That is read, right? And so what are you counteracting? What are you telling them when they sounded it out and then you told them to add the A to read when they spelled it RED?
Doesn't work. It's confusing.
And what are you telling them about the process they just went through?
It's wrong.
They're wrong. Yeah, you're saying, we're telling them sound it out slowly. You know these sounds in long vowels. They don't know the spellings of long vowels. They know the sounds of long vowels. And what are you saying? What are you saying to them? They're saying, oh, but you're wrong. And then they're like, eventually they're going to do what? They're going to stop trying. Yeah. Okay. So we're going to skip. Okay. So we're going to try it out. You ready? All right. So they want to write neighbor. They write N-A-B-O-R. So with your table is neighbor, if you say it phonetically, do they have a spelling for every sound? N-A-O-R. Do they have a spelling for every sound?
Yes.
Yes. What would we as teachers do with that word in kindergarten? Would we ding that word or would that be correct?
Correct.
Correct. Because when are they going to learn this nonsense? First grade. There are grown-ups that don't know this nonsense. But yes, this actually actually, this is an irregular word. There's no reason that it's I-E-I-G-H. It's an irregular word. They're going to learn it in like second grade. Yeah. Okay, now, talk to your table about brother.
Missing a sound.
Phonetic, are we going to ding them or not ding them? Ding them hard. Okay, why? What are we missing? We're missing the It should be a TH or a what if you're a kindergartner? A D, it could be brother, could be an F, brother, could be a V, bruffer. Are they going to do ER? No, because that's bird card, they learned it in first grade. They might do it if they've learned it from their teacher while they're writing. Okay, what about jungle gym? And here's the thing, they don't have to necessarily understand the concept of the two words because they're also going to say jungle gym. What about jungle gym?
Perfect.
Yep, absolutely. How about resolution? Yeah, it is, right? Okay. What about monster truck? It's missing the O and the. What about the E in Does that matter? No. How about money? Yep, excellent. How about decorations?
Missing it.
Now this one, okay, so this one is always, somebody fights with me about this one every year. Who's it gonna be this year? So, all right, Ms. Billows, let's go.
Oh,
Right?
Oh, because of
So, say, when we try to say it with all the spellings, we say decorations. But how many people walk around and say, I need to put up my Christmas decorations? Most people say, I need to put up my Christmas decor. So are they gonna hear that O in there? No. And you know what, it's okay if you disagree with me. We're both gonna survive tonight. And it's okay. I wouldn't ding a kid who spelled it that way. They don't know if it should be, has anybody had their kids ask them, is it a C or a K? In their writing, is your kid, that is fun, that right there, boom. Because what do they know? There's lots of options. There's 3, in fact. And when do we use CK?
At the end of a single syllable word.
Party favor, party games.
Short vowel.
What about DGE? After a short vowel. What about TCH? After a short vowel. Look, see? You can have party games. Okay. Family.
Wrong.
Up. Yeah. And most of them aren't going to say family. Most of them are going to say family. Okay? You're going to see a sample today where my friend did get the and added Y at the end because Y at the end says E. Y at the end of a long word says E. Long words are 2 syllables. Okay. You guys want to come to a master's class on phonics? Isn't this fun? Okay, so what don't kindergarteners know? What don't they know? They don't know to double consonants. They learned that in first grade. They don't know to double the letter at the end of a word like hill. Okay? They don't know whether to use C or K, and they don't know complex vowel patterns like O-I, A blank E, E-E, E-A. They don't know that. What else don't they know? They don't know, okay, that's the same thing. So what do we expect them to know? We expect them to know all the taught consonants and short vowels. Digraphs, that we don't need to know those yet. We haven't taught that. We do expect them to know when to use CK because we've taught it. And we expect them to spell all taught sight words correctly. Sometimes they'll say, I want to spell water. How do you spell water? I don't make them sound out water because water is a sight word. So I'll say, it's a sight word, you're going to learn it in first grade, it's W-A-T-E-R. If it's a sight word that I know they're going to learn or an irregular word, I don't make them sound it out. The reason I don't make them sound it out is because I don't want them to get to first grade and get water as a sight word and say, oh no, Miss Kirkman said we could sound that out. Okay? So if it's an irregular word and you're going water, oh no, this doesn't, it's an A and that doesn't say oh, it's an irregular word, I'll spell it for them. Okay? So, progress. Here we are. There we are together, pushing them up the hill. Get them there. So here, I do roast marshmallows on Christmas night. This kid right here, Christmas, they petered out. But you know what? This kid I couldn't get to write in this fall. Took a break, put his head down, gave up. So progress. Worked on this, so proud of himself. How about, this is where we're going at the end of the year. This is a sample from last year. This is where we're going, 3-part story. That's where we're going. We're gonna get there, because who thought their kids would be reading by this time of kindergarten? And what are they doing? Are they reading?
Yes.
So what are they doing? They're reading! They're reading! Oh my God, this is big, guys. Come on. This is exciting. They're reading. Yeah. Okay, so how do we grade? We have rubrics. This is one that we use. This is another one. I know. I just heard it was audible. You're like, oh my God. But why? Look what they are. Spelling, mechanics, content. You're going to see this in a minute. This isn't on your packet. So we're giving them a grade for spelling. We're giving them a grade for mechanics. We're giving them a grade for content. The nonfiction one is different because it's nonfiction and they have to write about a topic. So you're going to try it out. Are you excited? Of course you are. Oh, we want to eat. We're tired. I'm going to give you a paper like this, I'm just going to put some out. Just take one. Here's a rubric. Look at the spelling. Are there random strings of letters that might have numbers? Are some sight words correct, but beginning and ending sounds only? Just try it. Just try it out, because this is going to come home, right? Because we're meeting tomorrow to talk about your kids' writing, and we're going to use these, so they're going to come home. So we're going to throw some of these, we won't really throw them, but we're going to place some of these on your table, some rubrics. Let me give you some more. Work with the people around you. It's safe. It's a safe space. Here. I don't know if I made enough copies of the rubric for everybody to have one. But try it out here. I don't know how you guys want to manage here. I'll just put it down. And again, don't do all 3. You don't have to do, there's 6 writing samples total. You don't have to do all of them. So we take gift cards and I drink wine. Miss Simpson is big on the tea. Mr. Ray and I drink wine together sometimes. No, I'm joking. I'm totally joking. We will not raise your grades for wine or tea or coffee.
Speak for yourself.
So bless us. Okay, thank you. What do you got? How do you feel? What did you see about this process?
It's a process.
It's a process.
Yeah.
Do you see some very clear things that stand out? Like, oh yeah. Do you see some places where, as a parent, when you see this, you can say, oh, now I see how I can look at the writing assignments or the writing that comes home and how we can evaluate some of what's happening and how we can work on it. Yeah? Ahas, problems, questions? Anybody want to share the grades they gave? It was great. I loved the conversations. You were kind of at a disadvantage because like this group, they gave a lower grade than another group did, but then when we had the conversation, like, well, we haven't learned short E yet in kindergarten. So that we're gonna cut some slack on that right now. But am I gonna cut it later? After we've learned it? No. So not knowing everything exactly that we've learned so far kind of put you at a disadvantage. But yeah. Any other things you want to say about it?
Thank you.
Do you want to grade with us? You want to join us? You want to do this for fun? We'll send some All right. And do you see how these are samples from kindergarten, some from last year, some from this year. Do you see how varied it is? Right? There isn't one thing. We don't see one thing among all the kids. If you're seeing your kiddo struggling with some spelling, but getting some spaces and some periods and capitals, then you can say, okay, this is what we can focus on. If you're seeing strings of letters without, you're saying, okay, we're gonna go back to doing what? Sounding things out slowly and support them that way. One trick, so ways you can support at home. This is in your packet, and I'm gonna, I'll go through a few things. So provide opportunities for your kids to write regularly. We have on the back table, we have a writing journal. I may have to make more because I think I made 40. And I think we've gone through the handouts I made, so we may need more. But there's some blank writing paper there. There's some journals that have pictures, so thank you. All right, so inside of there, the first few are these simple stories that they are writing, just writing little simple stories. And then we gave you some that are more advanced, right? And they can write stories. So have them writing. Write letters to family and friends. Write thank you cards. Write facts. Read a nonfiction book and have them write 3 facts about the topic. Today, I have a reading group of some kids that do a separate lesson in my class. In the morning, we have a couple kids that are reading above, and so I said to them today, you can do your frog and toad and answer questions, or you can read books about penguins and make a web with a partner. And you know what they picked? Make a web about penguins, and I'll be gosh darned if I don't have 2 phenomenal webs that these 2 groups of kids made where they read the penguin books and they were telling facts about penguins because they love it, right? So read a lot of nonfiction, have them make webs, make a web. Say, let's read this and make a web together. Oh, now let's write 3 facts about it. Reinforce their use of the sound spelling mat and the sight word charts when you're at home. Make them go to that. If you don't make them do it at home, they're not going to do it when they're here. Reinforce slowly sounding out words, one-to-one correspondence. Point out errors without giving the answer. Point out, say the word slowly and say, what's missing? This is very neat, but I'm noticing you're missing something. Let's go through the good writing checklist, which is the one back there that says, and if you want a copy, I sent a copy home. I think when other teachers start sending other homework home, they'll send home copies so you have it at home. But go through that checklist. Hold them accountable. I did it today and a kid looked and goes, oh, period. I said, go back and read it again and look. I had another kid, it was so great. He read through it and he's reading me his writing and he goes, oh, I left out 2 words. So have them reread what they wrote. Check. Okay? So, questions, problems, concerns. One great strategy when you're at home is this. They want to spell a complex word, and you say, let's say the word. And they want to spell vacation. Let's sound, huh?
That was the word I was thinking.
Yes, we all need to. So, okay, so you can help them. You can make these lines. Let's say vacation slowly. Ready? Let's say it. Now, they're going to stop some. They're going to get confused. You're going to let's go back to the beginning. Ready? Vacation. You need a spelling for it. Now, when they come back and they have all these empty, you can say, let's go back. And we do this in class. Boys and girls, let's spell vacation. Everybody ready? Here we go. What's next? A. Okay, ready? Here we go. Let's spell vacation. Ready? Let's go. Oh, and they'll say, is it C or K? And I'll say, oh, it's C. Because I'm helping them, right? So I can tell them that they write K. I'm not going to correct them. Okay, let's go back to the beginning. Ready? Here we go. Good. Let's go back to the beginning. Now, are you ready to like? Yeah. But how are they going to learn to do it on their own? Go back. Go back. Okay? So, I'm over my time, which always happens. You know, everybody knows add 5 minutes to what I say. So, questions, problems, comments, issues, concerns. We are here to help you. We are doing this so you feel more empowered to support what your kid's getting at school, because this is not easy, is it? This is not easy. It's not easy. And guess what happens next year? complex bowel patterns and a whole nother big old mess. So thank you for coming out tonight. We so appreciate everything that you do to support us. Does any of my colleagues want to say something before we let them go?
Just thank you so much for your time coming out.
Back table where Ms. Bulos is, we'll turn off that video. Back table, we have some writing packets.